don't make noise. I make depth. I used to leave the light on, like an apology for existing in the dark. Learn to fold myself into whatever shape the room required. Swallowed seasons whole and call the aftertaste patience, but patience has a limit, and I found mine somewhere quiet, somewhere no one thought to look. I'm not what grief looks like when it performs for an audience. I'm what it looks like when it finally gets still. Still water doesn't make a sound, but it carries the weight of everything that ever tried to drown in it. I feel the pull of every current underneath. I just don't let it break the surface. Still water, soft and deep and completely in motion. I stopped explaining myself the way you stop explaining weather to someone who refuses to come inside. Some people only understand absence after they've caused it. I gave you something real. You gave me practice and walking away with dignity. You're not what grief looks like when it performs for an audience. I'm what it looks like when it finally gets still. Still doesn't make a sound, but it carries the weight of everything that ever tried to drown in it. I feel the pull of every current underneath. I just don't let it break the surface. Still water, soft and deep and completely in motion. They thought still meant empty, still meant surrendered, but still is just a way for knowing your own strength so well. You stop needing to prove it. Still water doesn't make a sound, but it moves mountains on the riverbed without asking permission. I feel everything, every current, every stone, every ghost of what was. I just carry it differently now. Still water, could I run so much deeper than you do? Still moving, still moving, both. There's a specific silence that precedes the end of things. Not the comfortable kind, the kind that hums. I heard it in the way you'd answer questions, with your body turned away, and how you laughed a half second after everyone else. I translated every pause into permission to stay. The glass was cracking long before I held it to the light. I just loved it so much to name the fraction. Glass hour, that suspended amber moment when the light comes in at the wrong angle and shows you everything you'd been decorating around. I stood in it and chose to rearrange the furniture. I stood in it and called it home. Glass hour, and I was the last one in the room to understand the architecture of what we'd built was already coming down. I made excuses with the craft of someone who'd been practicing forgiveness since before I knew what needed forgiving. I defended you in rooms where the people loved me more than you did, wore your silence like a code. I kept insisting fit. The glass was cracking long before I held into the light. I just loved it too much to name the fraction. Glass on, that suspended amber moment when the light comes in at the wrong angle and shows you everything you'd been decorating around. I stood in it and chose to rearrange the furniture. I stood in it and called it home. Glass hour, and I was the last one in the room to understand the architecture of what we'd built was already coming down. I don't hate myself for the delay. You can only see a crack when the light hits right, and the light always eventually hits right. Glass out, I'm not stabbing at it anymore. I swipe the pieces up without drama, without a speech, without making you witness my clarity. That part was mine. I walked out of here without looking back at the window. I spent years watching you through. I see clearly now, finally clear. I've sat in rooms where they talked over me and smiled like I was part of the decor. Counted to 10 so many times. I learned the architecture of restraint, the The restraint isn't weakness, it's the controlled birth of someone who knows exactly how much fire they carry. You mistook my stillness for permission. You mistook my softness for surrender. Quiet fire doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask you to gather at a safe distance. It just moves slow, deliberate, inevitable, through everything that thought it was built to last. Without air, quiet fire, you'll feel the warmth long after I've already left the room, long after I've already decided I was done. The loudest thing I ever did was leave without an explanation. No scene, no final words written for your reflection. Just a door, and then the sound of someone choosing themselves so completely. The silence filled it like weather. You mistook my stillness for permission. You mistook my softness for surrender. Quiet fire doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask you to gather at a safe distance. It just moves slow, deliberate, inevitable, through everything that thought it was built to last. Without a quiet fire, you'll feel the warmth long after I've already left the room, long after I've already decided I was done. This isn't ice, this isn't distance. This is what fire looks like in a woman who's been burning long enough to know she doesn't need your oxygen to keep going. Quiet fire, not the kind that destroys, the kind that clarifies, burns away what wasn't real, leaves the shape of what is. I am what's left after everything falls, burned off. Quiet fire, and I am the soul. Still burning quietly, completely. I almost said I'm scared the night you drove away, and I stood in the doorway pretending the cold was the reason I was shaking. I almost told you that your voice was the place I rested when the world got too loud to navigate. I had this sentence fully formed, every syllable placed, and then I swallowed it like medicine I didn't think I deserved. I wonder sometimes what air would have done with the weight of those words, if they would have landed or just dissolved between us, untouched. Almost said it, stood at the edge of honesty and chose the view instead of the jump. Silence, every please stay, retired before it reached my lips. They're heavy, the words you keep, heavier than the ones you speak. I almost said you hurt me when you laughed like it was nothing. Almost asked, do you even see me? On the morning you looked through me, reaching for your phone. I almost said I deserve more than almost, almost. And then I didn't, and that is a grief I'm still unpacking room by room. I wonder sometimes what air would have done with the weight of those words, if they would have blended or just dissolved between us. Untouched, almost said it, stood at the edge of honesty and chose the view instead of the jump. Almost said it, held the whole sentence in my mouth like something to want to release. Heavier than the ones you speak. I'm saying them now, not to you, to the room, to the version of me who deserved to hear them first. I deserve to be seen, I deserved a voice, I deserve someone saying it now. Every syllable I buried, finding the surface on its own. Almost said it, now I understand not the words I withheld from you. Never really for you, they were for me. Person, finally. I got good at fine, too good. Fine became fluent. I painted the walls of myself in colors that performed contentment. Learn to laugh at the exact right moment, to ask the questions that keep the focus somewhere else. Built an entire architecture of okayness on a foundation that hadn't been inspected in years, and for a while it held. Walls usually do, until they meet the right weather. I have been standing inside the performance so long, I started confusing it with the truth. Paper walls, they photograph beautifully. They hold the light like something solid. They make the guest feel welcome and the host feel invisible. Paper walls, I built them out of every I'm fine. I hand it over like a gift no one asked for. And I am tired of the maintenance, tired of repainting after every season, tired of calling the draft my personality. Paper walls, I want something that can hold me now, something real, something that can hold the weight of everything I actually am. Last week I cried in a parking lot for 20 minutes without knowing why. And then I knew, because the walls had gotten thin in that particular way they do. When you've been performing longer than you've been living, I pressed my hands against my face and let the quiet witness me. First honest moment in months. I've been standing inside the performance so long, I started confusing it with the truth. Paper walls, they photograph beautifully. They hold the light like something solid. They make the guests feel welcome and the host feel invisible. Paper walls, I built them out of every I'm fine. I hand it over like a gift no one asked for. And I am tired of the maintenance, tired of repainting after every season, tired of calling the drafts my personality. Paper walls, I want something that can hold me now, something real, something that can hold the weight of everything I actually am. What if I just let them see it? The unfinished wounds, the unpacked corners, the parts of me that need more light. What if someone stayed after the tour? What if I was worth staying for? I think I already know the answer. I think I've known for a while. Paper walls, I'm taking them down slowly, not all at once, just enough to let the air through. Paper walls, turns out the runs inside me were the disaster I was hiding. They were just waiting for someone who could handle the honest version. Paper walls coming down, and underneath something solid, something that was there the whole time, still standing without all. Some things only know how to grow in the direction difficult. They said spring was coming, like that was supposed to reach me, while I was standing in January with no coat and no alibi. But I've never been someone who could wait for better conditions. I've always been the one who looks for green and frozen ground, who finds the audacity to root in the wrong season. Dormant isn't dead. I had to learn that word by living it. Dormant, still becoming beneath the surface of the cold bloom, growing in the space between the ice and the thaw, in the stubborn and remarkable persistence of something that refuses to wait for permission. I didn't choose this season, I chose to stay alive inside it, which is harder and more beautiful than any summer I've known. Cold bloom, not pretty, just present, not graceful, just growing, which turns out to be the same thing. Healing didn't arrive on schedule. It came in Tuesday afternoons, and the cup of tea I made was my own hands, without thinking about you first. And the breath I took that wasn't weighted with anticipation. In the morning I noticed the light on the wall and thought it was beautiful before I thought of anything else. That was the balloon, small and private and completely mine. Dormant isn't dead. I had to learn that word by living it. Dormant, still becoming beneath the surface of the cold bloom, growing in the space between the ice and the thaw, in the stubborn and remarkable persistence of something that refuses to wait for permission. I didn't choose this season, I chose to stay alive inside it, which is harder and more beautiful than any summer I've known. Cold bloom, not pretty, just present, not graceful, just growing, which turns out to be the same thing. The hardest part of any becoming is the space between the seed and the first sign, the blind faith required to keep sending roots down into ground that gives no confirmation. I know that space now. I've lived inside it, and it was the most alive I have ever been. I just know things now she hadn't learned yet. She would have driven an hour in the rain for someone who wouldn't have walked across the room. She would have reorganized her whole interior to make space for someone who came with too much furniture and no intention to stay. She called it love, she was learning what love isn't, which is the same lesson, just slower, just quieter, just harder to unlearn once it's been called devotion. She thought smaller meant safer. She thought earning it was the same as deserving it. She was wrong. She was learning no better. I wish I could have handed her the ending so she could have started earlier on the healing. Known better, but you don't know the depth of something until you've already agreed to swim in it. She was building what I have now by living through what I no longer carry. Every version of her was a necessary room in the house I finally live in. Known better, now I do. Now I do. She apologized for taking up space. That one still lands quietly when I revisit it. Made herself convenient, made herself portable, made herself the kind of easy that never asked for anything back. But she got there, we got there through the long, patient archaeology of understanding what she was worth before she could stop accepting this. She thought smaller meant safer. She thought earning was the same as deserving it. She was wrong. She was learning no better. I wish I could have handed her the ending, but she could have started earlier on the healing. Known better, but you don't know the depth of something until you've already agreed to swim in it. She was building what I love now by living through what I no longer carry. Every version of her was a necessary room in the house I finally live in. Known better, now I do. Now I do. To the version of me who accepted the bare minimum and called it abundance. I see you, I release you. You were never the problem. You were in the middle of the lesson, and the lesson took. Look, it took better. Every single version was a step toward the woman with her feet on the ground. No better. I don't owe the past an apology for the time it took to understand my own worth. She got here, I got here. Known better, and I live it now like I always should have. She always would have made. She always would have learned. She did. I did. There's a moment right before the choice where the whole world takes a breath. I remember the quality of light that afternoon, how it came in sideways through the left curtain, specific and quiet, the way light is when it doesn't know it's being memorized. Your keys were on the counter, I knew their weight by sound. I stood at the door and counted 1, 2, 3, all the way to 17, the length of everything that has to end before something else is allowed to begin. 17 seconds between the life I'd shaped around you and the first breath that belonged only to me. 17 seconds, and in them I was every version of myself at once. The girl who came, the woman who stayed too long, the one who finally understood that love without reciprocity is just a word you use on someone who's too kind to correct you. 17 seconds, and then I moved, and the door closed, and the person on the other side of it was already different. I didn't cry until a mile away, cold over, pressed my palms against my eyes and let the loss arrive without giving it a shape, because the grief was real, it deserved to be real. And anyone who leaves with perfect composure wasn't really in it, I was in it, and I left anyway. That's the hardest kind of brave. 17 seconds between the life I'd shaped around you and the first breath that belonged only to me. 17 seconds, and in them I was every version of myself at once. The girl who came, the one that stayed too long, the one who finally understood that love without reciprocity is just a word you use on someone who's too kind to correct you. 17 seconds, and then I moved, and the door closed, and the person on the other side of me was already different. And 17 seconds, I held every room, every small Tuesday that I built a home around, and I let them go. Not because they meant nothing, because they meant everything, and it still wasn't enough to ask me to stay. 17 seconds, the bravest 17 of my life, that clean, that brave stone of the kind of leaving you rehearse, the real kind, the kind that costs something genuine. 17 seconds, and I changed, but in theory, all the way down changed. 17, I counted down, and then I chose myself. 17. ask God, needing you to understand. That was the proof. You wanted a defense, a rationale, a neatly formatted explanation for every boundary I drew. I used to give it, I used to translate myself into a language designed for your comfort, and then wonder why I felt so foreign. But I've learned a new kind of quiet, not the kind that conceals, the kind that has nothing left to prove. I don't need applause, I don't need your interpretation of my worth. I already know the number, I'm not negotiating. Soft proof, not the loud, exhausting kind that requires witnesses, the quiet kind that lives in how I move through a room, how I hold a conversation, how I leave when the leaving is right. Soft proof, I don't argue for my own existence anymore. I just exist fully, without asking permission, without editing myself for the audience. Living well is the most complete sentence I've ever written. Soft proof, the life speaks. I don't have to. I built something, a table, a way of being, a morning routine that belongs entirely to me and the people who deserve a seat at it. Know it without being told. They didn't need the explanation, they were never confused about my worth. That distinction clarified everything. I don't need applause, I don't need your interpretation of my worth. I already know the number, I'm not negotiating. Soft proof, not the loud, exhausting kind that requires witnesses, the quiet kind that lives in how I move through a room, how I hold a conversation, how I leave when the leaving is right. Soft truth, I don't argue for my own existence anymore. I just exist fully, without asking permission, without editing myself for the audience. Living well is the most complete sentence I've ever written. Soft proof, but life speaks, I don't have to. Soft proof isn't silence, it's truth in where I spend my voice, and I'm spending it on me now. The things that grow when I water them on the people who don't require proof. That's the choice. Every morning, that's the choice. Soft proof. miss you. I miss who I thought you were. And that's a different species of grief. Memory is a curator, not a witness. It keeps the golden hours, mounts them on the wall, and quietly removes the evidence that contradicts the frame. I still remember the specific sound of your laugh on a Wednesday that meant nothing. And something in me moves when I recall it, the way water moves when you've already put the stone down. The tide doesn't ask if I'm ready, it just arrives with whatever it's decided to return. I stand there, I let it reach my feet, I let it go. Tide memory, coming in without invitation, carrying the pieces of you. With a song to smell the way November light hits a window at 4 p.m. and suddenly I'm back in a room I swore I'd left for good. Tide memory, I don't follow it back out to the sea. I don't, I just let it touch me and return and take with it a little less each time. There's a version of you in my autumn that I've kept protected, not because it's accurate, but because the love I gave was real and it needed somewhere to live. I grieve the one I invented, that it's on lost, mourning the person he needed someone to be rather than who they were. Both griefs are valid, I'm holding them both. The tide doesn't ask if I'm ready, it just arrives with whatever it's decided to return. I stand there, I let it reach my feet, I let it go. Tide memory, coming in without invitation, carrying the pieces of you. I decided I'd finished with a song to smell the way November light hits a window at 4 p.m. and suddenly I'm back in a room I swore I'd left for good. Tide memory, I don't follow it back out to the sea. I don't, I just let it touch me and return and take with it a little less each time. Missing something doesn't mean you want it back. Sometimes it just means you're human, that you loved something fully with the information you had, and the loving was real even when everything else wasn't. That's love, God's Tide memory, I'm not at the shore to call you home. I'm there to watch the water move, to feel the cold, to name it, to let the tide do what the tide does. Bring things on, pull them back, clean the sand. Tide memory, goodbye to real kind, the kind that doesn't come back. The tide goes out every time, a little cleaner, a little more mine. Not fire, not ash, the parting between, the part no one names. I'm in the ember season now, past the burning, not yet the clearing. In that strange warm interval where smoke has a smell, but the danger has moved on, where everything is theoretically possible and nothing has been decided. I used to panic in the in-between, now I find it almost beautiful. This undecided version of myself, standing in the half-light without flinching. Not healed, but not afraid, that's a new coordinate. I'm learning to live at it. Ember season, that specific warmth you find in the ground after the thing that changed you has already moved on. Still some heat in everything I've touched, still some smoke in the corners of certain memories, but the fire is mine now, controlled, purposeful, belonging only to me. Ember season, I'm not waiting for the spring, I'm learning to be warm exactly here, exactly as I am in this season right now. Some days feel like progress, some days feel like the same grief, wearing a slightly different coat. And I used to punish myself for the inconsistency. As a healing whirl in your hallway, instead of a room you keep returning to from different angles. But even the setbacks feel like mine now, even the hard days feel like I'm in them, not underneath them. That's the difference, I can feel the difference. Not healed, but not afraid, as a new coordinate. I'm learning to live at every season, that specific warmth you find in the ground after the thing that changed you has already moved on. Still some heat in everything I've touched, still some smoke in the corners of certain memories, but the fire is mine now, controlled, purposeful, belonging only to me. Every season, I'm not waiting for the spring, I'm learning to be warm exactly here, exactly as I am in this season right now. This is the part no one writes the song about, the slow, unglamorous middle where you're not broken enough for sympathy and not healed enough for celebration. You're just becoming quietly, damn, you're becoming, and it's enough. It's more than enough. Let it Ember season, watch what grows in the aftermath. but me, glowing quietly, becoming still. You don't have to be finished to deserve softness. I caught myself apologizing for still being in it, as if grief had a checkout time. I'd missed by being human, as if the world had filed a petition requiring me to be further along by now. I've had days that felt like months of progress. I've had mornings that reversed a week, and I used to let the reversal become a referendum on my worth. I've learned to disagree with that verdict. Unfinished doesn't mean broken. It means the work is still alive. It means I'm still in it. Unfinished grace for the version of me who's in the middle of a sentence, who hasn't reached the period, who is conjugating her healing in real time, in public, imperfectly, and without apology. Unfinished grace. I give myself the softness I've been holding in reserve for some future version of me who has it more together. She doesn't need it. I do right now, exactly as I am, unfinished and completely deserving of grace. I thought strengthened, never asking for a moment, never letting the difficulty show at the seams. But the bravest thing I've done this year is say I'm not okay to someone I trusted and let them stay anyway. That's the real thing, not the composure, the vulnerability that survives being witnessed. Unfinished doesn't mean broken. It means the work is still alive. It means I'm still in it. Unfinished grace for the version of me who's in the middle of a sentence, who hasn't reached the period, who is conjugating her healing in the real time, in public, imperfectly. storyline. Now, this version, this warning, this breath. Unfinished grace, because I'm worth the softness. Mid-sentence, mid-stumble, mid-becoming unfinished. Already worthy, already enough grace. Still becoming, already worthy. Still here, grace. You can't move something that's been growing downward this long. I know the exact texture of my own resilience now. How it bends without the sound of breaking. How it absorbs the season without losing the shape. I know which instincts to trust, which silences to honor, which rooms to leave, and how to leave them cleanly. I know the difference between a compromise and a disappearance. I didn't always. That knowledge cost something, I paid it. I'm keeping it. You can shake every branch you reach. Roots don't negotiate with weather. Roots don't move. Deep roots, not the kind that spread outward seeking approval. The kind that go straight down into the center of something true, into the dark and the difficulty and the honest self that lives below the version. The flood, the seasons designed to convince me I wasn't built for permanence. And I'm here the same, more here than I've ever been. Deep roots, you would have to uproot the whole ground to move me now. There's a calm that only comes from surviving the thing you thought would end you. Not the loud, relieved kind, the quiet kind that live in the morning and doesn't make a speech. I have it now. I carry it the way you carry something that cost you everything, carefully and without regret. You can shake every branch you reach. Roots don't negotiate with weather. Roots don't move. Deep roots, not the kind that sway outward seeking approval. The kind that goes straight down into the center of something true. Into the dark and the difficulty and the other self that lives below the version. People get to see. Deep roots. I've been through the drought with the seasons designed to convince me I wasn't built for permanence. And I'm here the same, more here than I've ever been. Deep roots. You would have to uproot the whole ground, so move me now. The storms came, I bent. I didn't leave the ground because sometimes strife isn't the height you reach, it's the depth no one sees. The roots you grow in the direction of difficulty. reason he took to grow this far down. Still here deep, I kept everything. Turns out keeping everything was the last thing I needed to let go of. Here's a box, I've had it for years without opening it. The way you keep a door closed, not because you've forgotten the room, but because you're not ready for what the light will do to it. I opened it today, not to destroy, not to mourn, just to look at it and let the looking mean something. Evidence of a life that was real, even if it ended. I'm not burning it, I'm not erasing it or building a narrative that makes it smaller than it was. I'm just releasing the weight of needing it to still mean something in the present tense. Letters I kept, everyone a photograph of who I was before I knew the ending. Everyone the handwriting of a version of me who was still in the middle of believing. Letters I kept, I can love what they were without requiring them to be something they can no longer give me. I release them, not from anger, not from distance, from a place so much quieter than both. A place that looks like choosing myself with both hands. Letters released with grace. Found a note you left in a jacket pocket, just for words made it home safe. And for a moment, that small ordinary tenderness arrived like weather, because the small things were always real. And I don't want to flatten the whole of it into something convenient. The good was good, the ending was the ending. Both things exist, and neither one cancels the other. I'm not burning it, I'm not erasing it or building a narrative that makes it smaller than it was. I'm just releasing, going and needing it to still mean something in the present tense. The letters I kept, everyone a photograph of who I was before I knew the ending. Everyone the handwriting of a version of me who was still in the middle of believing. Letters I kept, I can love what they were without requiring them to be something they can no longer give me. I release them, not from anger, not from distance, from a place so much quieter than both. A place that looks like accusing myself with both hands. Letters released with grace. Thank you for what was good, goodbye to what wasn't. Both said in the same breath, both true, both necessary. A memory can be a gift and a thing you finally put down. Both things, both at once. Goodbye, with love, both. Letters I kept, filed under the chapter I needed to become the person I am. Letters I kept, and now I close the box, and the closing doesn't mean it wasn't real. It means I'm real now too. Real enough to carry it forward lightly. Real enough to release what I was never meant to hold forever. Letters, and now I'm free, not empty, free, and I'm free. The card kind, the full kind, I have a name now for everything I've survived. She is Avenora, and she is me. And she is finally here. I came through still water and a glass hour in the slow cold season of becoming. Through paper walls I built and learned to take apart without apology. Through 17 seconds at a door and every word I almost said, but said eventually to the right audience, myself. I've been the version who accepted less. I've been the ember, the tide, the deep root holding in the dark. And somewhere in the staying through it, I became someone. I finally recognize she is quiet, but she is certain. She has been through every weather the story required, and she is here. She arrived, Avenora, not a name I was given, a name I earned. Through every season I refused to stop growing in. Avenora, she feels deeply and she doesn't apologize for the depth. She chooses herself without making it a performance. She knows the difference between strength and silence, and she uses bite. Avenora, melt from everything that tried to reduce her, made entirely of what remained. I am finally whole. She still has mornings where the weight arrives before the light. Still has evenings where the grief finds her quietly without warning, without a reason she can name. But she holds it now the way you hold something you've made peace with. present, acknowledged, given its space, and then gently set aside. She doesn't perform the recovery, she lives it. Every unremarkable sacred morning, she lives it. She's quiet, but she is certain. She has been through every weather, the story required, and she is me. She arrived, Avenora, not a name I was given, a name I earned. Through every season I refuse to stop growing in. Avenora, she feels deeply and she doesn't apologize for the dirt. She chooses herself without making it a performance. She knows the difference between strength and silence, and she uses both. Avenora, built from everything that trying to reduce harm, made entirely of what remained. I am whole. And if someone asks who survived the seasons, who walked through the glass, who bloomed in the cold and rooted in the dark, I will say a woman who chose herself quietly every single day until she became the kind of person who didn't need to announce it. That's who, that's Avenora, that's me. And I'm not almost there.